What is up, guys? We are back on the Sweat It Out podcast. And today we have a special guest, Jerry Ropero.
Legend, the legend himself.
How's it going, man?
You have a very Spanish accent.
Cuban.
You said it so good. Oh, Cuban.
Yeah.
But wait, hold on a second. Where are you guys based then?
Miami, the one and only.
Fuck you.
Too good to pass up, huh?
I would love to be there.
It's too good to pass up.
Yes.
You gotta come. Come hang out with us.
So many times. I'm waiting for this bullshit 19 to go away, and then you'll see me there. That's for sure.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
So
let's do it.
When was your first time in Miami? What year was that?
I don't know, man. I mean, as a musician, so 15 years ago, for sure. Yeah.
A lot's changed.
A lot changed, yeah. I know. They told me. I would love to come back. Problem is, if I go back, I don't come back.
Yeah. That's the problem with Miami. That's the problem. People come back and people come down and never leave.
Yep.
How many times I was there and I was like, fuck the return flight, man. I don't know. I'll find something here, you know?
Yeah. I have a ton of friends that live in the States, and even they're from New York, and they're like, I think we can stay a couple extra days. I'm like,
yeah.
You should probably go back. You should probably run back as fast as possible. You're never going to leave.
Oh, cool, man. Hey, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming
Definitely.
on. We appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
A pleasure to have you on. We definitely want to, set the tone, from the beginning. And, something we always love to do is ask our guests to just dive in a little bit about, how your career started, and what led you to become, the successful individual you are today. If you could take us back in time and kind of go through that journey with us and kind of go over some of these obstacles you faced and maybe some of the lessons you learned along the way to be able to become who you are.
Okay, so this is a 5 hours podcast.
Right? Don't worry, we'll jump in there. We're
getting there.
We'll interrupt a little bit.
You're gonna cut me off. Okay,
yeah.
That's good. I'm not gonna start like everybody say. I was 15 years old and then start DJing at friends' place and blah blah blah. No, that's not true. I mean, coming from a family, from a musical family, so I have it in my blood. I'm a house musician, but I don't do house like the house that you die from. Okay, you die from pleasure because it's melodic and always sung, So, but I knew I wanted to do that because one time I was at a club, very young, 15, and then I saw that DJ like mixing from one to the other, and I didn't hear it. I was like, this is magic, I need to learn that. So that's how I started. But I always, this has to do with everything what I do today too. I do everything with a lot of passion, and I all see like a challenge. So I said to myself, if I'm gonna DJ, I don't want to be just like DJing like, resident DJ. I started in Malaga in Spain, south of Spain. I'm not gonna say like like a resident DJ here and there. No. If I do it, I need to see the world, and I need to play around the world. Same happened with when I started producing. I said, if I do this, I need to have at least one hit that everybody knows around the world. Wherever I go, the people say, oh, you did that track? Yeah. But not because I want to be famous or whatever, just because I always try to see if my two hands in this crazy, stupid head with beard on is capable to go that far, because I never consider myself famous. I always say the same thing. My music got famous. It's not my fault. What do you want me to say?
That's a good saying. That's a good saying.
I like that.
We might need to steal that.
We might need to steal that.
Yeah. I can license that to you. Don't worry about that. And then what I also say a lot of times is like, why did I become a DJ? Because one time I was looking in the mirror and I said, wow, Jesus, man, you're fucking ugly. You will never fuck like those great babes. So you really have to do something. I became a DJ, and as I always used to say, it didn't work out. Anyway, so but and the same as an entrepreneur, I do it because I put, I believe in the things where I'm involved with. Now as a motivator, I just do it because I want to help people with what I say. And I'm not just like other, I'm going to compare myself with other motivators, but I'm just telling you my life. And then to people, well, they can just like take it as an advantage, like an advice, whatever they want, and then they do whatever they want with it. So I'm not really playing the daddy, like, hey, you have to listen to me because I've been through this. No, everybody's going through whatever they have to go through. But maybe with what I tell them, they can have like here and there, like, these alarm little lamps and say, I heard from Jerry or I heard from somebody else, not to go that way because this could happen. I also have to say, and I love to talk about this, I am a bipolar patient, so I have a bipolar disorder, diagnosed officially 13 years ago. There's also where I stopped to do, or I better said, I quit with the whole shit. I was a party, believe me, I was doing every kind of drugs. Okay, not every kind of drugs, but a lot of drugs, alcohol, everything. You know what it is. It's the lifestyle of a DJ going around the world. But then when the psychiatrist told me that he could offer me a better thing, quitting that shit and giving me medication and therapy, I said, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm tired of this. I want to have a better life. And the more I got therapies from different psychiatrists, because I've been living in different countries, I started loving the whole psychotherapy thing. So I became a trained psychotherapist, and I do myself, Neuro Linguistic Programming. Mm-hmm. And I do it with a lot of, I call them patients, I call them friends, I call them clients, whatever they want to be called. And there you go again, it's a challenge, because I gotta tell you, whatever big hit I had in the music industry, I was never feeling that fulfilled as when I have somebody coming to me and fucked up completely, like, I don't know what to do anymore. And then half an hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hours later, they're like, well, what's up, yo, blah, 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 blah. And, completely different. That's the biggest hit. That's the biggest hit. That's why I'm doing all this. And always based on making people happy. So when I produce a track, I want people to be happy 6-7 minutes long when they're listening to my track. When I play, I want them to be happy and forget about their shit as long as I'm playing. When they come to me as a friend, as a therapist, whatever, I always try to have them, to make them happy. At the end of the day, it makes me happy too. It's a win-win situation. And if everybody could do a little bit of that kind of philosophy, I tell you, the world would be really way more nicer, So,
before we dive into your practice, because I definitely want to get into that, by the stuff that I've seen on your page and the conversations that you're trying to have with people through social media, is actually remarkable, But you mentioned that, you were diagnosed with a bipolar disorder, over a decade ago. And I think there's been such a big push for, more awareness and more understanding of mental health and mental health issues that are going on. So, maybe you can kind of share with people, like, what is it like to live with bipolar disorder? What are some of the things that, maybe people who aren't suffering or aren't, dealing with bipolar disorder, we don't necessarily know all the things to look out for. Sometimes we're just like, boy, that guy's a dick, and that's not always the case. Sometimes there are biochemical things going on in people's heads.
Right. I think even a dick has a biochemical. So I try myself, since I see those things from another angle, I try to put myself in the chair of the observer, not the chair of the judger, because we all have a story behind us. Even with or without a disorder, we all have a little trauma. We all have had something bad. Some of them can go out of it. Some of them are staying in the loop in it. So, I like also to sit on the bench with my manager. I call him my manager. You can see the pictures. My dog, my Yorkshire.
I saw
Jay.
Yeah,
Jay.
I was listening.
Nice, bro. Nice. And I call my manager because he's flying with me everywhere. Some people think I'm gay because it's, like such a tall guy, like Yorkshire in the back, in the plane.
Well, we obviously know you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm a hardcore lesbian, they say. But you see, again, I'm not judgmental. I'm in the observer chair.
Yeah.
But joke aside, I mean, and for sure in the States, guys, that's true. They love to label somebody as a bipolar patient just like that. To be very clear, bipolar disorder is one of the most difficult disorders to diagnose by a psychiatrist. Okay, so no, not everybody's bipolar. Secondly, we never have one disorder. When you go into the disorder themselves or the different disorders, you always have like from 1 to 10 table of symptoms. So you have to have at least 5 symptoms of that table to be diagnosed as, for example, bipolar disorder patient. But I really had all the tests done and everything, so I know 100% for sure bipolar. What is bipolarity? Very easy. Back in the days, it was called maniac depressive disorder, because you have the maniac part and you have the depressive part. What is the maniac part? They always explain it like this. The psychotherapists, psychiatrists, of course, too. You get in that maniac episode. You think you can do everything. You can run 25,000 business at the same time. You're spending what you don't have. You buy a Ferrari. When it goes down, you go down from or out of that episode, you start being afraid of what you've done. That's when you really realize what you've done. You see that Ferrari, and then you say that the Ferrari is the one who is causing all your problems. You take the Ferrari and you drive, boom, against a wall or against a tree, hating that Ferrari, wanting to destroy that Ferrari, thinking that the Ferrari is the cause of all your problems. Then you have the depressive order, which is people like me. We get sad out of the blue, all of a sudden, and it's not just to brag, but I have an extremely high self-esteem. But then even then, my self-esteem goes completely down. We're not aggressive people. Like, I get the questions a lot. Are you aggressive? Do you change double personality? No. We just feel sad. We don't know why. Actually, we know why, because we have the disorder. And it can last from 2 days to 3 weeks to 6 months, depending. That's why I always say, even if you get medication, you need therapy. It goes hand in hand. So therapy alone without medication not working, the other way around, same. So you really need that combination of both. For people living with bipolar people, let them be. It goes over. Bipolarity is something that you cannot heal. You can manage very good with meds. I'm on my meds. I don't do alcohol, don't do drugs. I told you before. It's very manageable. You can have an amazing life. I'm having an amazing life. Trust me on that. Has nothing to do with music or whatever. I mean, in general, I think I have an amazing life, because at the end of the day, my legs are working. Okay, I got a belly, so my legs, I'm even more proud of them, because they're really like supporting the whole belly. My arms are working. So I wouldn't know why to complain. Okay, yeah, guys, I have a bipolar disorder. Take my tablets. Sometimes I have like a disorder, like a little down. That's it. I got it. So that's a little bit the story of what a bipolar disorder is. And I'm very well coping with it. And actually now 2.5 years ago, when I was living in Romania, I gave a TV interview, and I wanted to the typical celebrity TV interview bullshit, because I never considered myself a celebrity. I always considered myself with somebody. I told you before, I did something, but it was not my fault. At least the outcome was not my fault. And, did we say that in the interview or before that? Because then I have to. No, I told you before.
Yeah.
I told you before.
Yeah.
So I used that interview to use the link to put it on my platform, where I'm saying, let's say it's true. I'm going to use now a word which I really hate, star DJ or star producer who came out publicly saying I have a mental disorder. Not because I wanted to be, pity, blah, blah, blah. No, actually, it wasn't pity, because as soon as I put it on my social media, it was like, bah, you know, I had so much people insulting me, man. You cannot imagine it. Tell me I'm crazy. Well, okay, I'm crazy, but not officially with papers from the psychiatrist. But, you know, and like, you will never get a job anymore and blah, blah, blah. And we don't want anything to do with people like you because you guys are disgusting. Blah, blah, blah. So, okay, good. But these are used like gasoline. Okay, I said, okay, I moved something now. Of course, I had a lot of other people, and that's why I focused on, like, oh, Jerry was so cool. You have the balls to say that. Actually, I have a problem. I don't even know what it is. Internet, for example, is amazing, but at the same time, there's so much misinformation that people really don't know anymore where to go. And the shame that they have, or not that power to say, I'm going to go seek for help. You know, I tried to say to people, look, if you break your foot, you're not going to go to the internet and say, how can I fix my foot? Right? If you go to a doctor and they fix your foot, that's their job. Well, the same thing is if you think you have something, or you feel something is going wrong, or you even were diagnosed with something, go fix that, take your medication. That's it. You know, it's like people say, oh, I've got cancer, but I'm not going to go to chemotherapy. Well, then at the end, you are taking responsibility of what you're doing. So you cannot complain. You have to shut the fuck up, even if you have cancer. The same with mental disorders.
Now, do you think that apprehension that a lot of people have is due to the stigma that a lot of mental illnesses or disorders, you know, bring with them? And, you know, what's a way that you would, you know, you can kind of convey to people who are listening who may be suffering from bipolar disorder, like, you know, you're not alone, because it does happen a lot of times, right? Like when something's affecting you, it's like, oh, I'm the only one who's going through this, you know, when in reality there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who are also going through relatively the same type of struggle that you're going through.
And that's why it's amazing, you know, when you hear individuals like yourself coming out and, you know, sharing your story and explaining what you've gone through and explaining how you can get out certain situations to, you know, really show people that, you know, there's always hope in the darkest times, and that there's always a light, a way to get out of something. Doesn't matter what you're dealing with or what you have, but there is always a somewhat of a solution to be able to get yourself back on track and up on your feet again.
Of course, look, it's like everything in life. People, first of all, they think that their problem is the biggest problem.
That's right.
Okay. And then when they look at their problems, they look and then they see such a big pile of shit, like, oh, fuck, this is too much for me. I can't fix that. It's exactly the same example. So when you talk to somebody, it doesn't have to be a therapist, it's just somebody who is just listening to you. Then at the end, you see that your big pile of shit is not such a big pile. Okay, you got some shit, but it's just like this. So when it's just like this, you feel strong. You say, okay, well, with this I can cope. So if you go to somebody after having read so many things in Google about a mental disorder, bipolar disorder, or you saw so many of those YouTube videos where people are trying to kill themselves, I don't look at this shit. Because you're bipolar or you have a mental disorder, but you're not stupid, okay? We still have to, I mean, those are two words that people is forgetting completely nowadays. It's called common sense. Use your common sense in everything. So you think that you have a problem, talk to somebody that you see on Instagram, or me, myself, but talk to somebody or DM them where you say, okay, this guy maybe can help me see the things differently. That's why I've started with NLP. So I'm saying PNL the whole time because PNL is in Spanish. NLP, we just help you to see the things differently. Okay, so an example. You think you're fucked for life. No, you're not. You have something. Yes, you have. Now, how much time are you going to spend thinking about what you have and what you don't have? So spend more about the you don't have thing than the you have thing. So if we can change that mindset of people, and we call this mind shifting, people is going to be way more relaxed. I'm not saying happy, because happiness for me doesn't even exist. I see it in another way also. There is not a place where it's called happiness. Let's go to happiness this weekend. Jump in the car. No, you know, I believe in the word freedom. If you're free, I'm not saying free of death. So if you're free in your head, then you can be way more happy, because happy is an adverb. I'm happy because I'm talking to you guys tonight. I'm happy because I have my bottle of water over there. I'm happy because I just met someone, you know. So what do these people have to do? They have to go and search for somebody who is listening to them. The biggest mistake is going, oh, come on, man, but you're strong. You can do that. Come on, stand up and keep on walking, and we all have the same problem. No, that's the wrong approach. The best approach is somebody who's laying down with them, listening to them, looking at them from the same height, and say, okay, guy, how are we going to stand up together? But just whenever you feel for. So at the same time, you're working with their self-esteem. Like, oh, fuck, you're saying that I can stand up. So, okay, I mean, sorry, I had a girl, fantastic girl she's called Dimpy. She will be listening to this too, from India. And another one actually too. This second one, she also wanted to kill her. And she called me. Oh, I want to kill myself. Okay, so where are you now? Well, I'm about to jump. I said, okay, and? What do you mean, and? I don't know. I think that's okay. If you feel for jumping, you think that's the best thing for you, so you should jump, you know? The only thing I'm going to ask you is to film it with WhatsApp, you know, live, so I can see, because I never saw, you know, the image of somebody coming down from the building. I think this is fucking great, you know? So exactly the reaction, the reaction that you have now is like, she started laughing and thinking like, this guy must be crazy. Yep. So in this moment, she's not thinking about killing herself, but who the fuck is this crazy guy? So I mind shifted her so far away from what she wanted to do, because at the end, they're looking for somebody to confirm that they're doing well. I was not even talking about that, not even going there. If you think that's a better thing. And then I was asking, like, would it make a difference for you to die today or tomorrow? I mean, if you want to kill yourself, it's scary. You can kill yourself tomorrow, like at 4 o'clock also, no? Well, yeah, that's true. Well, as soon as a person says, yes, that's true, that's the window which just opened where you can jump in and really fix that person really quick, you know? And then from there on, you give a little therapy, and that's it, because you make them see the things differently. And again, that's what I told you before. This is my biggest hit. When I do that and it works, that's way more better than all the golden records, platinum records, shitty records, chocolate records, whatever that you can have. You know, was I answering the question, or I'm just?
Yeah,
like,
no,
you're
great.
Now, this is great.
How do you start that process of, you know, I mean, obviously the example you gave is a pretty extreme one, right? Not everyone's at, like, right at the edge of a cliff. So like, for those people who are, you know, maybe teetering with, you know, the ideas of self-harm, or, you know, even self-destruction through their actions, you know, how do you start that process, and, you know, and follow through, you know, specific steps in order to get someone to understand, like, you know, okay, well, there is always tomorrow, and then you can work your magic from there.
And then
right.
Just not to cut off, but just to add on as well to that, also, you know, knowing, you know, some of the things you talked about, therapy, and how you're speaking to you know, your friends, your patients, however you want to call it.
Right.
What are some techniques that you use as well, some tools that you use to be able to help people, you know, gear the right direction, or flip that switch and try to get them back on that track, adding on to that question through that process?
Okay, so real quick answer to the because it goes hand in hand, like you just said. First of all, accept that you have a problem, and accept also that there is a solution.
So awareness.
Not that you have to fix it. Exactly. Everything what you're putting in your brain as a pressure is not going to help you. You know, I have to fix that. When you hear that phrase, is already like, I'm tired. I have to do nothing. I'm so tired. You know, if you say you can fix it, it's like, okay, I can fix it whenever I want. So the person is already relaxed. The way you talk to people, but not only in this matter, in every matter, the way you speak with people and the way you speak with yourself is very powerful too. I'll give you a little example. The brain is used because of the education, parenting, schooling, blah, 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 that you say, this is good, this is bad. When you say it's good, the brain is in mode, in relaxed mode. If you say this is bad, it's already in defense mode, attacking mode. Okay, so if you would say, this is good, this is less good. At the end, you say that's bad, but you say just it's less good. So the brain is still in relaxed mode. So like this, you can have a lot of examples. My approach, first of all, if you have a problem, you know that you have a problem, go seek for help. Don't be pussy. I mean, we all have to.
That's right.
When you have no money, you go to the bank. So why wouldn't you go to somebody who can help you your problem?
Yep.
Yeah, that's something I've never really understood. You know, it's like what I mean, and I've been at fault at it too when I was younger, but now it's like, you know, like you said, if I need help, like I'm not gonna fucking waste any time.
And also too, I always say coaches need coaches, therapists need therapists, professionals
Yes.
need professionals.
Yeah.
You know, we're not perfect.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get my beard like both of you guys. You know, I think that might be.
I can send you some chest hair. It's really good. It's Spanish quality.
Yeah.
You have the in black and in gray.
And in gray, perfect. I'm starting to get the grays on my hair, so it might match well.
Bro, what was your question exactly? Because I don't want to miss one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So your question was?
My question was just to like kind of walk. Oh, Anthony's question.
What to do, right? And
so
Anthony was
the
asking.
Tools. Yeah, the tools.
The tools.
That you use.
That's correct. Okay, I have to say also, last year, August 14th, I had a mini brain stroke. Okay, and this was completely my fault. You know why? Because we have something we don't listen to. It's called stress. And you overwork because you think you're going to achieve much more. That's not true. You achieve just shit. And I did it. I achieved shit. And since then, I'm taking it a little bit more easy. So sometimes I forget things, which is actually not bad in some situations, but that's why I was asking you for your question again.
Yeah, no problem.
It's all good.
I am 150% convinced that NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming, is helping people a lot. So that's what the techniques that I use, NLP techniques. I am right now into the Ericksonian hypnotherapy from Milton Erickson. Sorry, I always confuse. Milton Erickson is, let's say, the daddy of the psychotherapy and hypnosis. Excuse me. It's the COVID. Okay, to everybody listening and watching, I love to joke. Okay, so don't take this. I just laugh to joke.
Every time I have like a weed cough, people like look at me like I'm gonna fucking, cause the next pandemic. I'm like, listen, guys, don't worry. I just smoked a joint. Like we're good.
Oh, but I have to give you a tip about social distancing. You know how it really works? Lend people some money.
That's a good one.
So neuro-linguistic programming to me until now is the most effective one, and I really have seen people's lives changing. I'm posting more and more testimonials of people. Really, like you can. They cry from this happiness, not but from the freedom. There we go again, to be free of that burden they have, or they have had like in the last, 17 years. So the problem is still existing, or the situation that they had is still existing, but the way they are looking at now is like, relax, So this is called, or the basics is called, in psychotherapy, it's called disassociation. So you really, it's not the same like like I have a bottle of Coca-Cola here, okay? I'm not making any publicity here, but it's really true.
But if they want to sponsor the podcast, they're more than welcome.
They should actually. They should. They sponsor me too, because I drink a lot of it. But it's because of my medication. I need to have something, like balancing your rhythm. Otherwise, I would be sleeping right now. But I think the show would be cool too if you just leave me sleep.
If you just
nobody
passed
did
out.
that.
Yeah,
like
just passed out in the middle.
You there?
Yeah.
So the disassociation is based on, I see the Coca-Cola here with my eyes, and then I can ask the patient in that moment. We're not allowed to say patient, but I say it. I was always anti-system. It's not the same like me watching the Coca-Cola with my eyes, or telling the patient to watch themselves watching the Coca-Cola. So you put them out of the picture, they see what's going on, they think by themselves, and you put them back in the picture. That's it. Actually, it's super simple, but again, super boom effective like that. 45 minutes, 1 hour, not even, because I'm also not the typical psychotherapist. Oh, hold on a second, because 45 minutes are almost gone. No. You come, you want to be fixed. I'm going to fix you. Takes me an hour, takes me 5 hours, I don't care, but you're going to go out fixed. So, and that's also why I ask the people that come to me, because first of all, I've been through a lot of shit, because believe me, being a music producer, I had the hits that you know, but in between I had like 200-300, I'm talking about between every hit that I had, 200-300 records which didn't work at all, you know. So don't think that I just came and say, hold on, let me buy a computer. Oh, I got an idea, gonna do this song. Boom, next week, oh look, I'm a celebrity. No, fuck that. I've been like, and it's every day, because as soon as you get to the top, and I'm not even on the top like David Guetta or whatever, thanks God I don't even want to be, because that's another kind of life, and that's the life I don't need.
Well, then you definitely could pass out during a DJ set and make millions of dollars. You know, he does it like every other week.
Yeah. I know. But no. I'm very happy for him. I know him, and I'm very proud of him too, because he really works for that too. Believe me, it's not just like, hey, Guetta is here, you know. And you know, the more memes they do about you means that the bigger you're getting, or the big you are. So people have to understand that too. I think I'm gonna go back to NLP. People can always write me. I'm not gonna charge for writing, because I am a very emotional guy too. You know, and I see somebody, it's like, fuck, I can help you. So I'm gonna tell him this and this and this to do. Okay, if they now want to have really therapy, they book me, they pay me. At the end of the day, you know, I have to pay my rent too, if you want to say like that. And people has to go in search of help. This is really not bad. Bad is when you don't go, you know.
Right.
So you're wasting your time, because at the end of the day, you have to go. If you go now or you wait 4 years, it's the same shit. But you wasted 4 years, you suffered 4 years, you've been, you know, being the clown 4 years.
That's right.
Yeah, he's had a good saying. He's been telling, he does a lot of like coaching with people to help build their business, and he's got a great saying he's been using. I'm not going to ruin it for him. I'll let him share it.
You can say it.
Okay, go for it.
Say it.
Oh, don't.
Now I'm on the spot. Now I'm all nervous. No, he always, you know, tells people, like, instead of ready, set, go, it's go, set, ready. You know, start, you know, and learn on the fly, and, you know, you'll be better off for it, because a year from now, instead of having waiting and froze, you know, at least you've attempted it, and you've made all the mistakes that you can make quickly, you know, and learn from those, hopefully fast as well. And then you're on your way.
Very good. Very, very good.
Did I butcher it?
No, you did great.
All right, I did great. First time saying
I'm gonna put that on my Instagram later. Say, look what I've learned today.
Yeah,
I've learned this today. Good. Because, you know, at the end, I am the one who wants to learn from everybody. I love, because people say, do you believe in God? Do you believe in this? But everybody's entitled to believe in whatever they want. Because if you're together with somebody who is Christian and is imposing you to believe in God, their way of believing in God is already wrong. Okay, everybody can do whatever they want. The universe, Allah, I don't know, all the new trends from nowadays. I cannot go. You know, there are too many of them. I believe in people. I always give a chance to say, okay, look, I'm going to be your friend. If you fuck up, you fucked up. Probably you're gonna hurt me, but in the long run, who's fucked you? Not me. You know. So I believe in people, and how can I be a better human if I cannot learn from people? I'm not going to learn from a dinosaur, because I'm not a dinosaur. I need to learn from my species. Okay, I learned a lot from my manager, the dog, that's true. But
shout out.
That's really
shout
true.
Jay?
Shut up. Jay, shut up. No, he's the boss at home. Trust me. He's the alpha male dog, but non-plus ultra dog. But I could. He's my psychiatrist. Actually, I never told you that. No, oh no, we never spoke before. That's why. So he's my psychiatrist. He just, you know, maybe I wake up in the morning and I feel like he kind of down-ish, you know, and then he's just doing bullshit in the way he jumps on me, kisses me, and ready to go. Well, like that, he gives me that energy. So that's really cool. That's really cool. People go look for help. I can't say more and more and more and more, but it's true. Go for it. Don't worry about that.
I
And
really love, how you kept bringing that up about, go get that help, go
yes,
seek it, because you see that notion, we brought it up earlier, that a lot of times we can sit back and think we don't need help, or we might think we know everything, and that's not true. And as much as you may know a lot about something, you don't know a lot about other things, and that's why certain people specialize in certain areas to help you. And even if you're a specialist in an area, doesn't mean that you don't need help, or it doesn't mean you can't learn more, like you mentioned, and I love what you brought up about, connecting
the
with
three
what
most, sorry to
people.
cut you off, the three most dangerous letters: ego. That's why you're fucked. Not because of the mental health disorder, because of your ego.
That inflated ego.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go because the parents back then. Well, I've never been to the doctor in my whole life, but look, nothing happened to me. Yeah, that boom, fuck, dead, like this, or all of a sudden, 3 years in the hospital because you have something. No, but that's bullshit. I mean, we are now in 2020, beside of the COVID shit, but we have all the technologies, we have all the hospitals, we have all the utilities we are not in 1951. Come on, guys, an MRI is in 1951, there was nothing like that. So use it in your advantage. We have so many things, and people just don't use them because they think, or they need to think, that they know everything better. Then is where I say, fuck you. Oh, but I feel so bad. But fuck you. And again, I'm going to tell you, fuck you, my friend. I'm happy. You should feel worse just because you are like this ego and like this human. Change it. And then you feel good. You will feel good. And that's it.
Yeah, we see that all the time, working with people in the gym. It's like,
oh yeah,
they come in 50 pounds overweight. They can't move. They can't even touch their toes or tie their own shoe. And then they're like, oh, well, shouldn't we be like bench pressing and doing all this stuff that you see on Instagram? I'm like, no, you can't touch your fucking toes or tie your shoes. Like, we're going to sit on this mat and do this mobility. Well, I don't want to be doing that. It's like, okay, well, then you don't want to tie your own fucking shoes then. You're going to be wearing Velcro your whole life. Like,
right.
Yeah, which isn't that bad, like those light up shoes.
Like,
I used to.
Yeah. I have them. Shut up.
He's like, I have them right now. But I think also too, it's like also too, like, Josh bring that point. It's like, okay, then what why'd you hire me for? You know what I mean? Like, I'm here helping you. Then why'd you hire me for not letting me do my job to guide you? And I think that's the other thing too, is that sometimes people will get into something because they feel like they're being forced to, or somebody else told them to. You got to go do this, or a doctor said you got to go do this, but they're not really there. And I'd rather deal with somebody who wants to be there than somebody who's being forced by somebody else. Because, when you're doing it,
put your mask on.
Hurry up.
You should have told me before in the email. You never said something. The biggest problem from what you're talking about is the excuse people.
Excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Those but people, yes, but.
Or I gotta wait.
No, but I saw this. And then you have those assholes. Ever heard about the word? The people who asking you something how to do, and you give your.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Then you give the complete explanation, and they do the other way around. It's like people going like, I would love to play, I don't know, Real Madrid. And then when they are there, they want to, but I prefer to play like this, and I think I should be there. And look, you know what? Then go somewhere else. Yep. That's it. Mm-hmm. It's exactly the same. And if you have this but thing, now, as a therapist, I always try to look why they are so defensive,
The deep cause.
And always I come back to the ego thing. Okay, men have ego, women have problems. It's exactly the same. It's true. And those are stones that we put in our own life. Look how stupid we are, human beings. We put them in it's like a dog or my manager putting stones when he's playing. He's not. He's just playing, Yeah. Just we put them there because we think that with pittiness, the people's going to do something for us. And it's just the other way around. They're going to do shit for us. And then they're starting to be alone. And then they're starting to be depressed. And then it's so obvious. Again, common sense. Majority of people is depressed because something is causing them depression, and probably is because they are causing themselves that depression, because the comfort zone is really, that's why it's called comfort zone, is very comfortable, you know, and then they convert themselves in complainers. And then it's a lot of nuts that they have in their head that we therapists have to try to, you know, because don't forget, they always say people who come to a therapist because they want psychotherapy, not because they need it. Okay, so there we come again with the go seek for help. We're there for that. You know, we know how to manage that because we see a lot of people like you every day. So we have experience of how to give you the tools. Now I can give you the tools. It's like the fisher and the one who's teaching you how to fish, and then, well, you have to fish a little bit by yourself. And we do exactly the same. We give you the tools, check this like that and do it like that. And then it's like this aha moment, like, aha, okay, well, now I get it. Are you sure you do? Right? So come back next week or in 2 weeks and you will show me if you really get it, what we're talking about. And what we pretend is to jumpstart people's brain to start thinking themselves. It's like with the COVID now. So much, I see it in the industry, music industry, entertainment industry. Everybody's complaining. Like, yeah, it was way better before. No, it wasn't, you stupid fuck. You were complaining before too. So don't put it now all on the COVID that you're not selling music. You weren't selling before. You didn't.
It's
have
just a way to point the finger at something else, so they feel, so that way they don't feel bad about themselves.
I really start uncomfortable with that. You know.
I mean, I think that's a big theme for you know, the past year at least, but definitely I really think like the last decade is this, you know, self-realization is lacking, right? Mm-hmm. There's no sense of personal responsibility. Like I'm not here to say that some people aren't dealt shittier hands than other people, right? Like some people are born into rich families with a lot of power, and some people are born in trailer parks, me being one of them, right? That doesn't mean that you should just fucking sulk and, you know, oh, poor me that I didn't have this. And, you know, now you should give me some of the stuff that you have because I don't have it. You know, there's a lot of that going on nowadays, and not a lot of talk about like, okay, sure, the situation is what it is. Could it be better? Yeah. Could it be worse? Like you were saying? Yeah, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
But what in the fuck am I doing about it in the moment? You know, am I just sitting here sulking, like you were saying, like just praying to whoever I pray to that things are going to change, or am I going to take action and try to find a solution? Because if I don't, then I stay exactly where I am. And there's a ton of that going on right now.
And that's the key thing. It's like, you know, you have to realize at one point that, you know, the finger pointing and, you know, the complaining at, oh, this isn't fair, and my life dealt me a bad hand, and, you know, because of her or because of him. And you got to cut that shit out sometime, because you have to realize that, you know, hey, what is it that I'm doing that hasn't changed? What is it I'm doing that I haven't tried? And at the end of the day, life isn't fair. There might be things that aren't fair, and there might be things that, you know what, maybe that was fucked up that happened to you. But you know what? That happens. That's life. And that happens to all of us on different degrees. So what are you going to do about it? You know, are you going to sit there and keep complaining like you kept saying, or are you going to get up and do something about it?
And I'm going to show you how people think. Okay. They put, or they are not obliging, I think in the States as well, you have to have the mask on every day. We have to go out. I mean, going out of the door, we have to have the mask on until we come back. Even if in the car, you're alone by yourself in the car, you have to have the mask. Okay. So everybody's complaining about the mask. I cannot breathe. I'm going to die with the mask. And blah, blah, blah. Okay. If now in 2 weeks they say, oh, it's getting worse than what it is, we now all have to wear this plastic condom that all the doctors are wearing, right? You know what people's going to say? It was way better before when we only had to wear the mask. You see, so
that's true.
That's how we are wired. It's normal. I'm going to give you a very good one. Look, there are two types of people. One who are crying, and the other one handing out tissues. You can, you know, choose whoever you want to be. Right? How long have you? Hey,
we're
ask
good.
me
We're good.
questions. I'm talking too
We got
much.
plenty. Nah, you're doing great. You're doing
No.
great. I keep
He keeps track.
filing away these little sayings that I'm gonna slowly steal from you. So
But did you send me the money on PayPal already for talking all this shit?
I don't have PayPal, man. Only Venmo.
Let me
Thank
cut
you.
off this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, ciao.
No, but you're 100% spot on. You know, with at least the way that I think about things as well, and I know Anthony can agree. You know, the area I come from, you don't ask anyone, and I was talking to my cousin about this the other day. You don't ask anyone to help you with anything until you've tried 10 different solutions, just because you don't want to be that person, you know, like you were saying, It's not bad to ask for help, but if I can figure it out on my own, I feel much more empowered if I can accomplish that goal, you know?
All right.
And I think nowadays it's just like, okay, I can't figure it out the first time, or someone else did something and I tried it the way they did it and it didn't work. So now, you know, it's either their fault or it's the system's fault. It's like, well, maybe it was just your fucking fault. You know, maybe it was just the fact that you spent 5 minutes instead of spending 15, and you probably would have got it in between the 14th and 15th minute. But because you just, you know, threw in the towel
Agree.
away, you know, you're never going to get anywhere.
Agree. Completely. I agree. I think, in all disrespect to the people who isn't really still believing in the whole COVID thing, it's just that my way of seeing things about the COVID are completely different. Okay. But still, I respect them. I don't believe in the mask, for example. I'm going to be completely open. But I have it with me. And as soon as I see an older couple that are only watching mainstream TV and they are, you know, under the influence of being afraid of what the TV saying, they have their mask on, they're having their evening walk, I put my mask on just as a sign of respect, right? Not because I believe in everything what's happening.
Yeah.
I hope they don't kill me later when I go out of the house.
Well, luckily we said where you were off camera, so we're good. You know?
Yeah, you do? No, get out of
You're good. You're good.
I know you're in Miami, so.
Yeah. Well, we're good here in America. There's a decent decent population that, you know, doesn't even believe in doctors. So let alone masks. So I think we're safe here.
I think it's a business.
I mean, there's definitely money involved. There's definitely money involved.
Of course.
Money involved in the political side of it, money involved in the medical side.
Every
of it.
catastrophe, every war is money involved. Yeah. So it's a business, and I think it's a cruel way of making business, very terrible. Yeah. I really hate it.
There's a big saying in America, right? Don't let a good crisis go to waste. You know, it's a big thing in the political circle here in America.
Unfortunately, yes, and the same here. Yeah. I think it's everywhere the same, and it's sad that let them do business, but don't kill people. You know, for that, go kill yourself, you asshole, or kill somebody from your family. Why not? It's okay. It's your family. You have to do what you have to do, but don't put at risk people's life. And the ones who die, it's horrible said, at least they're dead, but I think about the one who are not dead and they are struggling, and the companies are closing, they're losing their job. I think this is way more than to be dead, you know, and that's I think that's terrible. I think that's really, really terrible. Really terrible.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. I don't think there's, you know, no matter which direction you head in, you're always going to piss off a large group of people.
But we're going to get out of this. We're going to get out of this.
And I think that's why I always, you know, when I talk to people, and one thing I tell people all the time is, you know, don't try to control the uncontrollable. Only control what you know, what you can control, and that's you.
Right.
So control you, and that's what's going to help you lead you the right way. And if you could focus your energy on that and work on yourself every day, focus on how you're going to adapt, how you're going to grow, how you're going to fix things for yourself and move that direction and not get distracted and put energy into all these other shits going on, you know, that's how you're going to win. And, you know, me and Josh talked about this all the time. And, you know, we started this podcast. Me and Josh have had some of the best, you know, growth in our businesses going on during this situation more than our whole life, even when things were supposed to be considered the best times, you know? So it's really where you put your mind and energy to. And if you really want something, like we were saying, if you really believe it, I don't care what time of era you're in. You know, I'm not saying that, hey, it might be harder than other times, but I don't care. If you can put your focus and energy on that, you can make those things come into fruition. And you just got to keep those distractions out and just focus. Just
Yeah,
focus,
that's
focus,
just
focus, and
take the
control
noise
you.
off and focus. It's like Jim Rohn. I'm a very big fan of Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn always said the same: "You're not a tree. You can move." So again, we have our head, we have our legs, we have everything. We can use them. We have to learn to use them. Not to get it. We take too many things for granted. You know, it's like, oh, but it's just like this. No, it's not like this. It's just like this because we think it's like this, and people believe in it's just like this. This is exactly the people is not moving things or changing things at all in the world, right? So it's like you have probably issues with the gym and this and that. You say, you know, well, okay, so instead of being crying around, I'm gonna start a podcast and I'm going to give out the same message like I'm giving to the guy who has the Velcro, who has the you know, I'm gonna say it on the microphone, and this is really admirable, you know. And for me to be part of that is really the shit, you know. That is awesome.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Hey man, I mean,
so
we've almost reached an hour. I think a lot of the conversation that we've had, tons and tons of people are going to be able to benefit from it.
thank you so much.
I don't think, you know, there's a person that's going to be listening that isn't, you know, going through some sort of difficulty in their life right now. I mean, we all are, you know, we're all trying to adjust all this. So, you know, I want to say one more time, thank you again for coming on and
thank you, brother,
and sharing your experiences and sharing everything that you've learned with us. And, you know,
it's really my pleasure. It's really my pleasure.
We haven't even wrapped up this one. I'm already looking forward to the next time we can have you on.
Whenever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, can I make publicity?
Yeah,
Not
yeah. I was gonna.
you know?
Yeah, no. I was actually. That's where I was getting. I was gonna let you. You know, why don't you tell people where they can find you on social media? Anything that you've been selling or you got going on? Any new projects, please.
Before selling, I'm not really selling. So I have two Instagram accounts. One, my official Instagram is Jerry Ropero Official. And then I started like a week ago, I think, the Jerry Ropero Official Therapy. So there's where I'm really going to dedicate everything to therapies. Okay, people know who I am. Of course, they're also happy that a celebrity is helping them, because a celebrity is not just a celebrity, it's somebody who has been eating a lot of shit. So I want that to point out. You're not a celebrity just like that. You eat a lot of shit before. And when you're a celebrity, you eat a double shit. Trust me on that. Yeah, it's really true. And then this Jerry Ropero Official Therapy, you can also find me on Facebook with that one. I have almost no followers, like maybe 100 or something like that, because
I
don't
have two more after this.
Yes, you are. And wait,
Oh yeah,
we gotta make a page for your manager.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah.
Without my manager, everything would be impossible. I wouldn't have reached anything of that. So to all the people, get a dog and learn from dogs, also from their behavior. It's really cool. But again, I want to say thank you, and to everybody who's listening right now or watching the podcast. Again, don't be fucking ashamed of going for help. Be ashamed for not going. You know, it's a present you're doing to yourself. Don't you like presents? We all like presents, because this is the biggest one you can do to yourself. And it's not because I'm trying to sell you a therapy. I'm first of all trying to sell you, hand you all the information, as you can see on my both Instagram accounts. And maybe you feel okay only reading this, then I'm happy too, you know. If I can change one person's life, I'm okay. And that's it. So, and if you want the therapy, talk to me about that. And I'm not going to sell you 45 minutes. I'm just going to make sure that when we finish that you reached that what you wanted. I can see that you reached it. Then it's a win-win situation, as I said before. And that's actually it, you know. It's actually it. And then thank you for you guys, because you guys reached out to me. And I was so fucking proud. I was looking at you into the podcast saying, why those guys want to talk to me? Are they stupid and crazy? Or what's wrong with them? They're in Miami living the big life. They want to talk to little Jerry Ropero, you know?
No, it was amazing. It was amazing.
amazing.
I learned a ton throughout this hour.
Definitely.
And I can't wait to continue to follow you and see where things continue to grow from here.
Well, I'm doing my things for people like you guys, because you're good people. You have a golden heart.
It means a lot.
I
to
love
us.
that.
Thank you.
So, you know, Jerry, in one sentence, one effective sentence, I want you to give our listeners and our viewers, what's the biggest piece of advice you want to leave everybody off with right now and today?
Be happy.
Bam.
Boom.
Bam. Thank you again, Jerry. Until next time, guys. We'll see you guys all later. Thanks again, Jerry.
See you
Appreciate
soon.
you.
Thank you so much, man. Ciao.